Bob Reiser, an expansive storyteller, teacher, and award-winning author of books for children and adults, Bob Reiser has taught thousands of children throughout the Northeast how to craft and tell their own tales. Bob addresses the Common Core standards by engaging students in a range of collaborative discussions, one-on-one, in groups, and teacher-led, with diverse partners so that they express their thoughts clearly and also build on others' ideas. Using narrative techniques such as dialogue, description, and pacing, students develop their own experiences and events that end in a logical conclusion. In the process, students demonstrate their understanding of sequencing and the use of facts and details to develop their main idea and theme.
But in one of those moments that can transform a lifetime, when those shoes landed on the ground, they were pointed the wrong way. Getzel woke up. Nice nose. He saw his shoes, stepped into them, and went straight on. Warsaw, here I come! Well, in a very short time, he found himself standing before a cemetery. The Warsaw Cemetery. Oh. He looked closely. It had names on the tombstones, just like the ones at home. Katz, Wazowski. And then he was struck with a philosophical hypothesis. Perhaps, in his wisdom, the Creator has made all villages the same, so that no one place would be jealous of another. What an idea! He wrote it down in his book. And then he headed on to Warsaw. And he walked. Look, the streets. They were just like the ones at home. His hypothesis was right. There was the baker, and the butcher, just like he expected them to be. He walked on. The synagogue. He peeked inside the window. There was the rabbi. He looked exactly like the one at home. But suddenly the rabbi looks up at him and yells, come in, Getzel. Getzel was surprised. This he didn't expect. He walked in there. You know my name? Of course I know your name. Suddenly, the door to the synagogue swung open, and there stood a woman who looked exactly like Melka. Getzel! You know my name? Yes! Come home with me! Getzel was aghast. He had heard about these fast city women, you know. I will have you know I am a married man. She looked at him and she said, I know, and you've been away from your wife much too long. So come on home. He looked at the rabbi. The rabbi said, well, if that's the custom here, who am I to say no, huh? And so they went home. But this he did not put in his book. A year passed. And Getzel and that nice woman who called herself Melka, they had a daughter. But Getzel, he was still homesick. And finally, he told the nice woman, it's time for me to go home. She looked at him. Getzel, you are home. I know. It feels like home to me, too. You've made a wonderful home, but I miss my family. I have to go. Snooze. But first, of course, he put his shoes on the road, pointing the right way towards home. And he fell asleep. No sooner had he begun to snore than you know who comes by. Oh, look, there the shoes right in the middle of the road. He bent down, picked them up, he threw them down on the floor with Swiss cheese, and he walked off on his way. But as fate would have it, when those shoes landed on the road, they were pointed the wrong way. Little woke up, saw the shoes, stepped inside to home, and he walked. And then he was standing in front of his little gray home, and his feet started to tremble. He had a terrible confession to make. Poor Milka. How would she take it? The door to his place opened. His little boy came out. He grabbed him, he kissed him. And then Milka stepped out the door and she was holding a baby girl in her arms. Get so furious. Devoured by jealousy. Aha! Well, I see you didn't bother waiting for me. Oh, I did. I'm so happy you're home. Do you have a little confession to make? She looked at him. She wrote, confession? No. Do you have a confession to make? He opened his mouth to speak. He closed it. He let bygones be bygones. So, that story came from my grandfather. And whenever I think of Poland, I picture the little towns that he told me about. And whenever I try to imagine another time, I think of those. I would not be surprised if you've gotten stories in your life from your ancestors, from your parents, from your grandparents, your great-grandparents, something how passed down to, about a place that your ancestors had known. So get together with a partner, somebody right next to you. Just turn to your partner and give them a 1-minute version of your story. Just exchange a quick little story with each other. So you see, old stories, old family stories, old folk stories, they show us that the past and the present are never that far apart. See, we're a part of a line that began long ago and will probably go on long after us. And our own stories are going to be heard by our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, on and on. In school, that's what we call history. Thank you.